The Supreme Court of Appeal has found the Ingonyama Trust decision to make those living on communal land in KwaZulu-Natal sign rent agreements is illegal. The Bloemfontein court today dismissed the trust's appeal on the grounds that there's no prospect of success. It comes after the Pietermaritzburg High Court found it acted unlawfully and in breach of the Constitution last year when it required communities living on ancestral land to pay for that right. Women were also not allowed to sign leases without the presence of a man. Political parties, including the Democratic Alliance, have welcomed the decision, which calls on the trust to repay all money back to communities. It's not yet clear if the Ingonyama Trust will take the matter to the Constitutional Court. Well, we're joined now by the DA's Thandeka Mbabama. Thandeka, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. Of course, this comes as a victory yet again for many of the residents who would have been affected by this change in approach in as far as, these rental amounts that we're talking about are concerned.
Yes, Kathy, good evening to you and good evening to your viewers. You are quite right. This is really a victory, especially for women. And we are very, very happy about what the court has said.
Let's talk about just how significant the impact of this rent, as it were, has been for the ordinary people who are part of, who fall under the land that is under the curatorship of the Ingonyama Trust.
Kathy, the Ingonyama Trust looks after about 3 million hectares of land in KZN, and you can imagine how many people are living on that land. And what has been happening is that they changed what was called permission to occupy, which came from the apartheid state, as they had pieces of paper called PTOs, and the Ingonyama Trust changed those PTOs into rentals, and they gave them 40-year leases, and they were expected to pay every month, and if they did not pay, they could easily take them away from, take their property away from them. It was very, very unfair. And the people were also told that they must fence the property within 6 months, and most of these people are people that are really not working at all. So the whole thing was terribly unfair, and I'm sure that is why the group of women decided to also be part in this, in taking the trust to court.
Part of what it does, of course, is also undermine efforts around security of tenure, especially under a democratic government.
Especially under a democratic government, you're right, Kathy. What we as the DA believe in is what are the findings of Kgalema Motlante's high-level panel, which actually said that the act itself must either be scrapped or it must be amended. And we believe that, people need to get together, whether it's government, the department itself, political parties ourselves. We need to get together and try and resolve this. And it's actually highly unfair because in all the other 8 provinces, the kings and queens there are not being supported by government. And yet this trust is supported by government to the tune of plus 20 million every year. And yet they still want rentals from the people, and especially residential, properties on the land. They want rentals from them as well, which we feel that it's highly, highly unfair. And most of the people that they're getting the rentals from are poor rural women who are not working at all, who depend on social grants. So it is really highly, highly unfair.
DA's Thandeka Mbabama will leave it there for tonight.